I grew up on a farm in Indiana and loved botany, and went to visit my grandparents on the ocean and sort of combined the ocean and botany, and the logical outcome of that was seaweeds, and just fell in love. And the rest is history, as they say. So this is a somewhat funny story. So a nephew of mine was here on a fundraiser, and I guess after hours they opened this place up and you have fundraisers, and he was wandering around. He said, "Oh my goodness, there's Uncle Tom's specimen. How'd that happen?" And he took a picture of it and sent it to me, and I looked at it. And at that point I said, "Oh, that's nice, but the name has been changed." So I contacted Dick and Dave Giblin and these folks about maybe could we update this.
So we have about 700,000 plant specimens in the herbarium, and each one has information about its identity, who collected it, when it was collected, and where it was collected. And we have to keep up to date on the names of all of those specimens as science progresses and our understanding of the evolution of the organisms and their classification changes.
As part of being a phycologist, you often collect specimens, you come back and look at and examine, and you learn very quickly that you want a record of those. You don't just look at them and throw them away. You may want to go back and re-examine them, or perhaps somebody else wants to take a look at what you collected and make sure what you did was, if you put a name on it, was right or wrong. So you end up making herbarium specimens a lot. This particular specimen came from Tatoosh Island, which is an ancestral lands of the macaw, and a very special place, in fact, for the macaw, and made this collection at that time. It was 1971. And so this is the actual specimen itself. Gotta say, it's a really pretty one. They picked out a nice one for you.
So all of the plant specimens are of the same size and dimensions. And each specimen has a label in the lower right corner that describes all of the information about that specimen. We can add another label to it that we call an annotation label that will update the identification of this specimen.
It was originally called Delacieria decipiens, and Latin names are always fun. So Delacere was some French phycologist back in the early 1800s, and decipiens means fake or false or deceptive. Kuma thamnion is a wonderful name. Kuma means surf, all right? And thamnion means a little bush. And so this is a little bush that lives in the surf. And it's absolutely a wonderful description of this plant because that's where it grows. It grows on a very exposed, open coast.
The process of keeping up with correct identifications for biological specimens occurs in all of the collections, whether it's plant or animal. And this is a critical part of curation of biological specimens in any museum.